Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. He's trying to hit on you, Judge, of course.
Right
Mr.
in front of
Edgeworth.
too.
Mood.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Cuckoo is here with Binks and Moon, and we are continuing Ace Attorney, Justice for All.
Matt On Guard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
Was that a gold knife? That's so pretentious. So, the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir.
I mean, he'd have to be such a dumb killer.
Yeah.
And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes. We know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
Oh, so we tested it and didn't just assume?
What?
All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor.
Pretentious brat.
Ready to give in yet. Right.
Ooh, don't say it's a sect.
Is it? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. That word in the middle of that. Phoenix. Foreplay in public's not nice. People didn't consent to this.
Speak for yourself.
You speak for yourself. I don't think Gumshoe signed on. Also, Pearl is present even if she has Mia inside of her body.
Why do you say it like that?
She's wearing her like a meat suit and it's terrifying, okay? She stretched her out. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird that she's adult size. Why?
Someone cover Mia's eyes for Pearl's sake.
Mood.
I'll find the hole in your argument somehow.
Oh, God!
Oh, God, guys, come on.
I don't remember reacting like this during my playthrough. Damn it.
It's because her brains are just right there with it, because Coco had to read it sexy.
You can't even.
I'm gonna mute. I can't.
Okay, me too.
You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless question.
I can't even.
He's sweating because I can't say it. I shouldn't say it.
Say it. Say it.
I was gonna say he's sweating because he's turned on.
Oh boy.
Edgeworth flipped the switch.
It's literally not hot in here, it's just me.
Matt Ongard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other.
But in terms of popularity, Mr. Ungard won, did he not?
Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Corrida was always one step behind Mr. Ongard in everything. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end.
That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. Edgeworth is not liking this.
They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book.
Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Ungard was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all.
Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective?
it's not, well... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive.
Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
Ooh.
No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! It too!
Aw!
Poor man.
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
Aw, now you gotta
Edgeworth,
come after
stop.
pension?
No!
Oh,
Edgeworth is the biggest criminal. Poor
he's so mean.
come true.
Now, detective. Let's continue with the testimony.
No, not my poor pension too.
Oh.
Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed.
That's blackmail!
A lot of this is really not legal.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone?
As for evidence, there's the Gem and Ninjas button.
Do you have any proof that button belonged to the victim?
Huh? I don't get you, pal.
Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of the Gem and Ninja's costume.
Huh? But can't you tell by just looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it.
Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward.
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir!
Alright, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in.
Thread.
Huh?
The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal.
Ugh.
That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat.
It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Ungard's Hakama.
When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people.
Who the fuck are you talking about, Edward?
Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? Well, go, bro.
He wants to go somewhere.
The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife.
How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department.
Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
So is the defendant the owner of the knife, then?
The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife.
Sorry, pal. This isn't just some pocket knife. It's not really useful for anything. You can't just walk around with it either.
Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for.
Phoenix,
Yes?
there's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late.
A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with on guard's fingerprints.
Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing.
We're still in a world of trouble.
Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix?
So, I just had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
If this judge is not that rash, what are other judges like in this world?
They're even more eager to get to their lunch break.
God, it must be.
Thank goodness we only get this judge.
I knew it was going to be a knife like that.
Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Huh?
It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater. I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
Oh my god, Gumshoe.
That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
I thought it was the Watergate Hotel.
I mean, mood.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel. Which means this murder was not premeditated.
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... banana? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
But I didn't know. Oh.
Oh.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that is obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and fork on the table. Then... where in the world did this knife come from? It's not like anyone could just replace the knife.
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Especially what was on top of his table.
Do they have these pictures displayed for the court?
They must.
Yeah. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matangard's knife was missing.
Ugh.
Mr. Angard had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
I know. It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
That's the problem with dating your like enemy. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown.
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
God, Phoenix, please, you're gonna make Mia drink in Pearl's body. And she's too young. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well...
Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here,
That gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
You better. I don't know.
Boy!
There's one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
You may now present one, and only one, piece of evidence. Now then, what is the important evidence that you must show to the court? Magitama. This is a wine glass, is it not?
Why,
We
thank
all need a
you.
drink.
Is this a lunch for me?
He was hangry, so we're feeding him.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point. I'm not confused at all.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Sorry, I was thinking about bananas. Yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. He's trying to hit on you, Judge, of course. Mr. Edgeworth. Mood. Make him jealous, Phoenix.
What is it, Your Honor?
Your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass.
What?
It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later.
That's the best way to do it.
For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty.
They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Oh, look, he's got all this camera footage.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
Oh my god, he's a good lawyer. No!
He went to law school, unlike me, who just got this donut.
My donut! Where'd it go?
Mia's like, you ate it earlier.
You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice?
We were hoping.
Then...
Of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
What are those again? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. Sorry, I imbibed a little bit.
All that
What?
tomato juice.
You drank some without me, Edgeworth?
That is why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
Don't you bow to me. I can't believe I fell into another trap.
Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you said makes a lot of sense.
Now do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my...
Edward, I think you drank a little too much under the table. Yeah.
You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well.
Ah,
I may be drunk, but I'm still performing better than you. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor.
Long and hard, huh?
And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Moon, don't do this to us now.
I have to. It's irresistible, because otherwise I'm just making banana jokes. Wait a second. Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet.
Whoa,
That's
how does
not
he...
how court works.
The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Edgeworth, what the fuck?
Another witness? Talk about overkill.
Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. Everyone always yells at me. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?
He wants to help Feeny Wright because he wants to marry him. Oh, crap.
No.
Here she comes, that special lady.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
Dot.
Does Edgeworth know who's behind there?
He does not. He
Witness
told
your
me
name and...
that. Gotcha.
Oh god.
I love
I
her.
wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Bring back the tomato juice, I need it.
Oh, Edgy boy! It's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it?
Oh my god, Moon, please record that for me one.
Oh god, what does that mean?
Just the oh edgy boy part was like
Oh my
perfect.
god. Huh. You should be more happy to see me! She's getting a little friend fine now, suddenly.
I saw the report of her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the wicked witch of the witness stand? Ooh.
I tell ya, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. Do you? So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything, even if it's not valuable. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime scene. You know, like all the cute pictures I took of Edgeworth when he was on his vacation.
What? Right, what
Oh,
is she
you
talking
know.
about?
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Though I would like to see the Ow! Oh,
He's dead! Jim, he's dead!
Murder in the courtroom!
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now! Don't interrupt us, Gramps! Ma'am, pot, meat, kettle. Yes, ma'am.
No, 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 please, by all means, interrupt her! Please! Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on God, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Carita.
But those two were the same age?
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Need more tomato juice there, Edgeworth. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo!
And
How did he not know it was her?
he tried to block it out. Like, he was wishing so hard it wasn't her.
Yeah, probably.
And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes. A pig sect.
Pig sect.
Sugar in many colors. Delicious and beautiful. My mouth is melting. I'm so hungry. Nope.
No, don't do it!
Don't do it, sweetie. Oh,
No!
honey.
Pale man's gonna
friend.
come out of nowhere.
Friend, it was nice knowing you.
Hmm.
In the real world? Question mark.
Oh.
Ah, there they are.
Here's your beautiful comb, misters.
Oh, you friend the person, you finally did it! I hope the key opens the door you wish to open. Now we fly south at last. Goodbye. They're a bunch of bugs.
Oh, beautiful. Goodbye, shiny misters, and have a nice trip.
Shade says it would have been funnier if the ant had collapsed when he fell asleep.